Ooh, that's chilly. On my feet anyway. It's really not bad out at all. So pardon my voice, because I've been sick for the last week or so. But anyways, it feels so good to be back out on the bike. I couldn't help it. Sick or not, whatever. It's in the 50s. I had to get out. It's been like 20 degrees lately. And I know it's cold. It can be colder elsewhere, but I mean, this is the only jacket I have, and these are definitely summer dirt bike gloves. Not making excuses, giving you reasons why I don't tend to ride when it's really cold out. Not anymore. I used to all the time. For the first time in a long time. What's going on, guys? I am Man on the Road, and I'm back on the Harley. It feels good to be back. I mean, it's been too long. I'm not gonna make apologies because there's really nothing I can do about it. I mean, I could have made off the bike videos, which I considered. I made one, but I haven't posted it. So here we are. Look at that sky. It's actually nice out. It's awesome. Should have brought my camera, but oh well. Just a good old-fashioned motovlog. No cinematics, no nothing. Hope you're okay with that. But I mean, to be fair, it's gonna be more like a list video, because what I want to talk about is the bikes that have me most excited for 2018. I guess the top 5 new bikes or whatever. I'm not sure how many there are. As usual, I'm going off the cuff with this. So these are the top 5-ish bikes for 2018. The ones I'm excited for, the ones hopefully you'll be excited for. And these are all either new models or refreshes, because I mean, the FZ09 is still fantastic and beautiful, but it's the same bike as it was in 2017. So that stuff like that won't be included. I don't want to number these, but maybe I'll number them in posts, because I don't know how many there are. So these are in no particular order. We're going to start off with, I hope I can remember the names of them. We're going to start with the Z900 RS, I believe that's what it's called. So the Z900 RS, I believe, is built on a very similar or the same chassis as the standard Z900, which I'm in love with. I love that bike, and I really have been looking into them because bang for your buck, they just seem like a great option. But the Z900 RS is a nice retro mod look with the same inline 4-cylinder that you get from the Z900, but supposedly they've done some adjustments to the engine to try and give it a little more low and mid-range torque. And from what I understand, the Z900 is no slouch anyway in the low to mid-range. So it should be cool, and I love the look. I love those old classic retro styles. I'm not a super big cafe guy, but this isn't really a cafe. It reminds me of the kind of bike my dad had when I was growing up, and the kind of bikes that I looked at, you know, growing up before the Ninjas came out and stuff like that. To be fair, I wasn't alive before the Ninjas came out, but I was raised in a Harley type family, so I didn't get a lot of exposure to sport bikes. Just saying. So the Z900 RS is an awesome retro mod, 900cc engine. Well, I think it's 899, inline 4-cylinder. And from what I hear, it rips, just rips. And I'm kind of excited for it. It's a cool new bike for the category. Now, mind you, would I buy that over the Z900? I don't know. Probably not. Not since I have this Harley. Maybe if I didn't have the Harley, yeah, I'd buy the 900 RS, but personally, I'll stick with the Z900, the standard one. So that's the first bike on our list, and I'm really stoked about it. It looks really cool. I have no idea what the torque or horsepower figures are, but if I find them online, they'll be on the screen while I was talking about it. Now, next up on our list is the XSR 700. And I understand that a lot of the bikes on this list are very similar, or at least some of the bikes on this list are very similar in look and style and feel. But that's pretty much just what's coming out. That's what's new this year. A couple years ago, it was all about the like enduro touring style bikes, and a lot of those came out. And sport bikes came out not long ago, but leader bikes. So I mean, that's just what's coming out for 2018 realistically. It's a lot of cafe, a lot of retro, stuff like that. But I will say I love the look of the XSR 900, and I think it's awesome they're getting a more entry-level bike and a lighter bike, because I mean, maybe my girl would want to ride, and maybe she doesn't like the FZ07, or I guess now it's called the MT-07, which I know it was always called the MT-07 overseas. So I'm aware of that. I think they're just now switching it to the MT for all markets. The XSR 700 seems like a really cool, it's just a really cool look to a bike. And from what I've heard, a lot of people, they like the ride of the XSR 900 better than the ride of the FZ09 or MT-09. So I'm pretty stoked for this. I think it's going to be an awesome entry-level bike for people. And I mean, even I would ride one, but if I get another sport bike or sport-ish bike with that kind of engine, I'm not going to be looking at a 700. Well, to be fair, I might look at an inline 600, but realistically, I'm liking the FZ09 or the Z900. So the XSR 700 is going to come with the same, I think it's parallel twin. I know it's a twin cylinder. I think it's a parallel twin. Either way, it's going to come with the same 700cc engine that's in the FZ07. So I'm imagining it's going to be a beast in low end. Now, I assume, just by looks at it and stuff, it's going to be a little heavier than the FZ07. Hopefully a little shorter, but that I don't know about. I hear it's supposed to have better suspension and better brakes than the FZ07, which for a small bike should be awesome. I keep forgetting where I'm at. I'm trying to think through the list of I think it's 5 bikes that I put in my head that I'm excited for. So here we go, since it's no particular order. The new 2018, and I'm sure I know other like motovloggers and stuff, they've already had their hands on it and they've gotten to ride it and stuff, but I haven't even seen one in person yet. So the next up on my list is the 2018 Harley-Davidson Sport Glide. When I first heard Sport Glide, I was hoping it'd be reminiscent of like the FXR or the Dyna Super Glide Sport. Doesn't really seem to be the case, but it still seems like a sweet bike. It comes with, I think you can only get it in the 107 engine, but that's not a bad thing. The 107 is a fine engine. The 107 is a fine engine. It's got lots of torque, and it feels like it pulls for days. So I'm not complaining about the engine. Sure, it'd be cool to have it on the 114, but ideally we want the price lower. So 107's a fine bike, and you can always get the 114 kit, but that's not one of the coolest features. It's completely keyless. Granted, you can lock the forks with the key. It comes with a detachable fairing. It's like a Memphis Shade style fairing, it looks like. Just like that similar style, smaller than a Batwing, but just nice little cowl on the front. So that's removable, and removable locking hardbacks. It gives you the best of both worlds for riding. It's got the race-up controls and better suspension, and I think it's just single disc brakes, but I could be wrong. Either way, it looks like a beast and it sounds amazing, and I'm super stoked. I would love to have one. Now the next one up, I haven't done any research, so as much as I know about this bike is how it sounds, and how it sounds is amazing. Now I don't know a lot about this bike, but I'm going to try and look up some stuff after I've already made this video. I know, it's counterintuitive. And put some stuff on screen that might be interesting facts. Like maybe the curb weight, seat height. You know, we'll see what happens. I don't know what I'll be able to find, because some of these bikes aren't out yet, as far as I'm aware. So it's the new Ducati V4. I believe it's a Panigale series. But again, I don't know a lot about it. I've heard the clips and I've seen a video about it or two, and that's as far as my knowledge takes me. Like I haven't looked into it a lot. I haven't done much over this holiday season. I've been, you know, just dealing with the kids and stuff like that. I've been sick. Kids have been sick before that. So I mean, I haven't done enough research. I didn't expect to be able to make a video today. It was just too nice out to not go ride, and I figured if I was riding, why not throw the camera on? So the Ducati V4, again, I don't know a lot about it, but I know it sounds amazing, and as does almost every Ducati out there. I'm sure we can all agree, regardless of how you feel about the reliability or their price or the heat. Regardless of how you feel about it, I think most of us can agree that they sound amazing, and the V4 is no different. And maybe if I can find an audio clip, I'll throw one up, but that depends on who made it, because it could be copyrighted or copywritten. Now finally, for the list, the last bike I'm excited for in 2018, which I cannot afford, and most of my viewers probably could not afford it. It's nothing personal, but they're stupid price. It's the new Arch motorcycles, and I knew the name of it before I left. I knew the name of it before I left, but I've forgotten now. But it's the new Arch motorcycles bike for 2018. I think they announced it in 2017. But yeah, the Keanu Reeves bike. I believe they're somewhere around 70 grand starting, and you have to have it made to order. I believe. I can't remember what it's called, but it's up here on the screen at some point. I don't know, they're just really cool. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like a bike that you'd be able to put a lot of miles on. They pride themselves, I know, for making rideable bikes and just good stuff that you can ride every day, but they don't look like it. Like if you saw their press release for their newest bike, it did not go well. It didn't look good, it looked cheap, parts were flapping around. I know it wasn't a production model yet, it was just like a prototype, but still, you need to put your best foot forward when you're showing off stuff like that, new products. So it did not go well, but nonetheless, they are pretty sweet looking. Oh my god, I forgot about the bike. That's hilarious. I forgot about the bike that inspired me to make this list to begin with. That many of you know, or some of you may know, I really like Honda motorcycles. Big Honda guy. Well, not big. I've had 2 or 3. 3. I've had 3 Hondas, and I think they're fantastic bikes. I think it's a fantastic company. I think the naked market has been amazing, just growing like crazy. And Honda just got left in the dust, as it were. But yeah, Honda has been falling back as far as I'm concerned. No one talks about their naked bikes. And for good reason. They're underwhelming to say the least. That's not to say I dislike them or anything. I think they look good and they're pretty sweet. But they could do more. They were kind of expensive and a bit underwhelming performance-wise. So in actuality, my final bike that I'm excited for, new bike that I'm excited for in 2018 is the Honda CB1000R. Now I almost bought a CB1000R, but they're just so expensive. I love that they've got the single-sided swing arm, they've got the nice 1000cc engine, but overall it's just underwhelming. So they finally updated it. I don't know, I think they've added something like 20 or 30 horsepower, it said. So that's significant. That's a lot of horsepower on such a small bike. So they've increased the horsepower. They probably changed it down to more mid to low range, and they don't call it a naked, they call it like a Neo Cafe or something. Sounds dumb to me, but I'm not in charge of marketing. But it looks pretty cool. It's got the new LED front and rears. It's got a different look. It does seem a bit cafe-ish, and I get it. I wish they would have stuck with the more sport naked or hyper naked segment, but I don't care. I'm excited. I'm happy that Honda's putting in some effort, because I also like their new CBR 1000 RR. They've been doing some good stuff in the last couple of years. I was not a fan of their CRF 250L, but to each their own. I was upset too, because I was going to buy that one. Here on the screen is my list of my most excited bikes for 2018. Now I'll throw in one more segment, one more bike, which I don't think they're doing anything new. I haven't heard anything about it, but I'm excited about the brand. I've ridden every bike they make, and they're astounding. They're wonderful bikes, but they need to push a little further forward and drop their price before they're really going to start selling. They're a little too expensive, and they don't have enough range on them. And that's because they're electric bikes. It's 0 cycles. I had a blast when I went out for one of their demo days, and I rode the 0 cycles, because they didn't have anyone riding with you. You just went out and got to do your thing. So I got to actually push these bikes, and they were fantastic. I don't remember what their models were called, between their sport model and their sport touring-ish model. The sport was supposed to have had much more power, but it didn't feel like it to me. But they had plenty of power, and they were a lot of fun to ride. I recorded videos riding 3 of them, but the audio was messed up, so I never got to put them out there. But it was fun. Well, not just messed up, there was no audio, but it was just, they were just good fun bikes, and I'm excited to see what they do for this segment later. Then again, I've been hearing about like electric bikes for years. Like I still remember the Harley Livewire that was supposed to come out God knows when. It's been rumored forever. So I'm not against electric bikes. I don't think I could have one for my only bike, because sometimes I like to put in a full day of riding, and that's just not something you can do on the Zeros. And there's other electric bike companies out there, but Zero, I think, has the best range right now. So that's where my excitement's at for the electric bike market. They're a lot of fun, and as a second bike, amazing. If they can up the range, I could have it as an only bike maybe. It does feel weird. There's no clutch, and not hearing anything, it's kind of eerie. You just get this weird whining sound. It's like a really tiny supercharger sound with no gears. Just go. So it's really cool. But that's it, guys. That's my list for the top bikes to be excited for in 2018. Now, the Zero Cycles one, that's not necessarily for 2018, but I'm looking at them for the future. Alright, guys, well, that's gonna do it. I'm gonna head home. I'm leaving the camera rolling as always, just in case anything interesting happens. But if not, I'll see you in the next video. If you liked it, leave a like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Alright, later.